Now we've reached the stage where you make a decision. And the decision is, do you intend cutting all the holes before you stitch, or are you going to cut all the holes after you have finished? And it's quite an important decision, because if you decide to wait until the whole design is finished, you don't have to bother with the next step. If you decide that you want to cut the holes out before we finish the design, because the finishing is putting the buttonhole effect around, then you do have to do the next step. In between times, if you're going to cut the holes, remove your hoop from your machine. Do not unhoop your fabric. If you've got young, strong hands, use a scalpel, and please be careful and take it slowly. You trim around the inner line, and you can trim right up to the inner line. Doesn't matter if you accidentally catch one of the stitches, but you can trim right up against it tight, and you trim all your holes out. When you have done that, and you've got all the holes trimmed out, I made some holes the other day just as a little experiment, trimming after I had finished, and I used a tearaway, a 50-gram multi-directional tearaway, which was great because it gave support to everything, and it also gave a little bit of rigidity to the circles. And I cut my holes after I had done my stitching, and I used a hot soldering iron just to burn away the little teeny strands of fabric, but you were left with a little bit of fabric showing all the way around. Now I used a black satin. This should be white on white. So if you're using white on white, it wouldn't matter if you could just see a bit of the fabric, because it'll look like part of the design. Okay, so I'm going to turn this to colours. Highlight all of those, and I'm going to change the colour. I'll make it a dark green. Okay, these are all going to be white at the end. And then click off. Once you've cut your holes, you get a piece of water-soluble stabilizer, and if you've watched the Embird videos, you'll know that I put double-sided sticky tape on the back of my hoop, on the outside bit, on the bottom, and then making certain that that double-sided, the water-soluble film is tight. I stick it down to that sticky hoop, and I use WD-40 afterwards to get rid of the sticky. Okay, next step is this. Oh, and I want to set my satin width, line stitch, satin, and make that 1.5. Okay, thank you. I got my water-soluble stabilizer stuck to the back of my hoop. Holes are cut. I go into Object Details, and I drop that down 25%. That's my tack down. That tacks my shape onto my water soluble. Click off that. Let's blow this up, and I'm going to start here. No, I'm not going to start over here because I want to finish up over there. And I try and digitize, like I said, I try and digitize down the center. I'm very trying. This is the slowest bit of the whole thing. Apart from cutting out the holes, they take forever. And then finish up on that one. Now, I'm going to be totally idle again. And I'm going to right click and drag, right click and drag. Right click and drag. And I might as well go the whole hog. Right click and drag. Right click. No. Right click. Drag. Drag. Holding down my right mouse button. Drag. Okay. Click on you. No, click on you. Click on you. Twizzle you around. Get you into the right spot. Click on you again. Move you over completely. Click on this one. And again. Get my rotation handles. Twizzle it around. Move him slightly better in position. That was my arrow keys. Wrong one. That one. Twizzle him around. Wrong way. Move him into position. Thank you. And over a teeny bit more. And up that way a teeny bit more. That was my arrow keys. Right, twistle this one around. That's the blunt end, that's the pointy end. Move him down. That's using the page down key. Sorry, the arrow down key, not the page down key. Confusing myself and you. Click into that one. Twizzle him a bit. Move him to the left using the left key. Move him down. Move him over to the right a bit. Is he in? Just about. You've got to admit, I work very hard. Turn him around. Left facing arrow key. And I think I may have twizzled in the wrong way. I think I may have put the blunt end at the wrong end. I'm not certain. No, I moved the wrong thing. Up. This is the one I want. Something's not right. Oh, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Thank you. I know, he's covering up okay. Right, he's fine. I'll turn that one off. Click on him. And again, twizzle him around a bit. Move him into position. I used to have a friend called Pat. Right. Highlight all the reds. Go into object details. And she used to say to her husband, "Chow, I've worked so hard all day today. And I've been stuck in this kitchen, cooking like crazy. You better enjoy your dinner." 5 minutes before he walked through the door, she'd grab a ready meal out of the fridge and she'd throw it into the microwave and hit the go button. And I mean, Charles knew perfectly well she hadn't been cooking all day. And he used to play right up to it. He'd go, "Oh, my beautiful bride, such a wonderful dinner you've made for me." If I'd have tried to get away with that, my family would have gone burlesque. Oh dear. Okay, that's my tack down stitching put in. And you do your tack down stitching when you put your hoop back on after you've stuck your water soluble stabilizer to the back and you've cut your holes out. Now some of you may want to put your water soluble stabilizer in first with the fabric and then simply cut your top layer of fabric. If your fingers are still agile enough to do that, then do that by all means. But my fingers aren't. And if you go to if you go to Advanced Embroidery Designs, Cut Work, and look for the ones that they've done on jersey, you'll find they've got instruction sheets that go with the designs. I'm not saying buy the designs. Don't do that. Go to the Advanced Embroidery Design site, look at the designs they've got, and I can't remember what category it's under now. I think there's one for butterflies and one for roses where they've done them on tops. Either jersey, well, it looks like jersey or v-neck tees. And they show you doing the stitching first, cutting it out with the scissors, and the water soluble stabilizer is already there. But what they have done is they've put water soluble stabilizer and tear away. Don't use 2 layers. You'll make it impossible for yourself. Now if you do hoop up your fabric and your water soluble stabilizer together, you can't use an X-Acto knife. Right. Now I'm stopping now because I have to go to bed.